Good morning, Sony fans. Welcome to InfoComm. How about this? Seeing everybody in person again feels like we never went through the last 2 years. I'd like to begin by thanking Sony for extending me the opportunity to spend a few minutes discussing our partnership, which actually started over 10 years ago. At that time, Crestron developed its IP-based control and management platform called Crestron Connected. This technology allows third-party IP-enabled devices to be remotely controlled from a web UI or from a Crestron touchscreen on the conference room table. The technology is embedded into the device's firmware, which results in the device becoming native and endpoint and can automatically be seen and managed in a Crestron room ecosystem. This enables clients the ability to remotely control the device, such as toggling power, adjusting volume, selecting inputs, and accessing other settings. But equally as important, it provides the integrator an easier way to connect the device to the room system without having to perform time-consuming programming and testing. Sony was among the first display and projector manufacturers to embrace Crestron Connected, which really showed Sony's commitment to providing a seamless user experience relative to remote control and management in any conference room where a Crestron-enabled Sony display is installed. In addition to being able to control the display, Crestron's Room View solution allowed AV administrators the ability to manage the device remotely, with such things as viewing online status, sending messaging to the display, knowing when a critical parameter was exceeded, as well as apply global settings. At the time, this was a solution that had to be installed on a server at a client location, and as such required a dedicated server. The Internet of Things hasn't even emerged at that point, so this was all server-side installation at a client location. It's imperative that the technology performs as desired at all times, as if it doesn't, the first thing the client will think is the display is not working. This is not the user experience we want our mutual clients to experience, and this is why Crestron requires both pre-testing as well as extensive testing and certification at Crestron's R&D center. This requires significant resource investment at both companies, so Sony's commitment to including Crestron control into Sony display roadmaps truly reinforces Sony's desire to be the leading brand when AV planners are looking for the best displays to use in their conference rooms. About 2 years ago, Crestron released its second generation of Crestron Connected, which now includes support for Crestron's XIO Cloud remote monitoring and management solution, built on the Microsoft Azure platform. XIO Cloud allows administrators to remotely manage devices, such as monitoring online status, enabling auto power on, power off, deploy configuration settings at scale to avoid rolling trucks, integration to things like ServiceNow, and remote firmware management. An important note, a lot of buildings now are going to what's called the Green Initiative, and they're getting incentives for applying devices and technology that actually save energy. Through Crestron's XIO Cloud, an AV administrator could literally shut down all of their devices and bring them back online at 7 in the morning, saving considerable amounts of energy. You could actually see a few ProAvia displays in the booth around you being controlled by XIO Cloud, one of them right at the entrance when you walk into the booth. The new version also supports increased layers of security, as well as supports additional device settings which enable integrators to configure advanced settings in ProAvia. Behind me, you'll see an example of a ProAvia display where Crestron Connected is enabled into the settings. The integrator simply selects Crestron Connected, enables it in the display, and begins to manage its settings. This extends the value of the display by decreasing the total cost of ownership to the client by giving them the ability to manage it remotely. The new release of the version aligned perfectly with Sony's ProAvia product roadmap, as they were able to immediately adopt it and go to market with the industry's best displays, enabled natively out of the box with the power of the industry's most robust remote control and management capability. But all of this AV goodness doesn't stop at control and management. ProAvia is fully compatible with Crestron's line of Flex Unified Communications devices to provide the ultimate in video conferencing. Sony is also exhibiting this to the left of the stage, where viewers can join actual meetings occurring in Crestron's booth in the West Hall. With all of today's various UC and collaboration platform options, clients want to be assured that the device, which has the most attention, the displays, is capable of supporting all of the various conferencing solution features, including the vast array of camera technologies to ensure even hybrid users can see and be heard as if they were in the room. Sony ProBravia and Crestron Flex combines to provide users the most robust and reliable unified communications and collaboration solutions on the market. It goes without saying that the most versatile conference rooms employ a unified AV experience that combines not only control and management, but also flawless 4K pixel-perfect video distribution through Crestron's digital media solutions, which utilize standard 1 gig Ethernet cabling. What's the sense in investing in such a feature-rich, immersive display with ProBravia and making sure that its content is sent to it cannot be faithfully reproduced in the source's 4K format and with zero latency? Somewhat defeats the purpose, doesn't it? Now let's shift a bit to two other applications that are featured in dozens of booths throughout the exhibition, which is wireless presentation and digital signage solutions. ProBravia displays come standard with many digital signage applications, which are also included in Crestron's AirMedia 3 wireless presentation solution, which also supports one-click to join conferencing, and many of the same digital signage applications included in ProBravia. Why is this important? Well, simply installing a Crestron AirMedia solution behind the ProBravia display now enables the display to not only become a native endpoint for control and management, but also a native endpoint for wireless presentation and conferencing and digital signage. Simply put, ProBravia is literally one of the most feature-rich, technologically advanced display solutions on the market today, which not only provides an amazing video experience, but becomes part of the entire AV ecosystem, giving clients a holistic audio and video experience for rooms of every size. It's also important to mention that ProBravia isn't the only series of displays natively supported through Crestron, as we have created hundreds of certified drivers for many other Sony displays in which integrators can simply download an IP, an RS-232, or an IR driver into a Crestron control system so the display can be readily accessible. See for yourself the power of Sony and Crestron XIO Cloud on display here, as well as over in Crestron's booth in the West Hall, number 603, where we are demonstrating the XIO Cloud and Flex platforms on Sony displays. Product experts will be on hand, ready to answer any of your questions. Thank you again for your time, and enjoy the show.